Support for City Series boys football is provided by the Akron Public Schools Career Education Department at 330-761-3131 or apscareers.com.
Welcome here again to APS 15's Akron City Series football coverage. Dave Schick will be here. I'll be the only one that will be on the microphone today, so feel free to chip in as my color commentary from your living room as Joe Pacansky takes the day off. Peter George is the cameraman up top in the frigid weather here, going from 89 down to 49 here in a span of just 2 days, but we will certainly get into the football weather as football is about ready to begin here from Kenmore-Garfield Stadium as the Firestone Falcons, who come in with a 1-6 record, 1-2 in the City Series, are going to kick off to Kenmore-Garfield, who is winless, 0-7 and 0-3 in the series as well. So both teams looking to come out here on a cloudy Saturday afternoon. Firestone kicks off, and Kenmore will receive at the 20-yard line at full speed and come right up the field and come down at the 40-yard line for a 20-yard return. On the return is going to be Lafayette Johnson, this senior. Did a very good job locating the ball and returning it, so they'll start with good field position here on their first possession. Anthony Wright, their senior, will be their quarterback under center. He comes in at 6'2", 205 pounds. Mostly a running offense here with two wide receivers at the top of your screen, one at the bottom. Defense flinches, but no flag. Hands off to go up the center, and he'll have a gain of 6 on the quick run. Zaire Saunders on the run, number 1. Saunders, also the other senior at 5'10", 182 pounds. He goes on with the left side on the handoff. He'll have a first down and more. So he's going to have a gain of 11 on his second carry. So far the average looking very good. 2 rushes for 17 yards and quickly gets the first down here. Almost looking like they're going no huddle off this first down. And they do as they set the chains and they go 3 wide at the bottom of your screen. At the bottom there is going to be Hamad, but they hand off and go right up the center again. They'll get 4 on that carry, and they continue to add on to it. So a bit of a decoy out there with Hamad and I don't have number 20. Well, it's 23, sorry, 23, which I don't have as well. So maybe it's 28. Nope, it's not 28 either. Well, we'll figure it out. Not sure who number 20 is. On the screen is going to be incomplete. Evans, the receiver. Evans is the Lamont Evans, the junior. First passing attempt here so far after 3 rushing plays. So now he's going to set up 3rd down and long with 6 to go here for the first down. Ball's at the 39-yard line. And Wright will look, takes the snap, runs right. Doesn't really have blockers. Good pursuit by the Falcons coming through the line. He'll gain a yard on the carry. But not able to do much there at all. on the carry there. So now second and about, fourth and 5. They're looking at the play here. And it looks like we might take a timeout, and we will, to talk it over. Right in that same area that we had with our last week broadcast. Whether to punt or not punt. Right in between that 40 to 30 yard line makes it very difficult. You could certainly take a short punt, which is much more difficult to try to do, especially here at this level, or do you try to just go for it and see what can happen? We'll certainly have that. City Series football right here on APS 15, supported by Akron Public Schools Career Education Department, where students can choose from 30 different career education programs. For more information, apscareers.com. Our next week game will be another good one here on APS 15. We will have Buchtel versus Ellett. We saw a little bit of Ellett last week and just were not able to keep up with the offensive powerhouse of the East Dragons. So 4th and 5 now, and then we're going to spread things out with 4 wideouts. And you'll see at the bottom of your screen, Zaire Saunders in the slot. 5 wideouts as they settle in. And now we'll see where right will go on this one. They move Saunders in motion, and they got exactly what they wanted. Some movement on the defensive line. I'm not sure it's going to be enough for a first down. From our perch up here in the press box, we could be at like a 4th and 1. I wonder if they'll measure it here. They do not. 6 yards plus -5 equals 1. Nope. I think he's going to measure it. Well, I thought I had a Peter, but I guess not. I think they're going to be about a half football short. So they'll bring the chains out to look over this one. Had a good amount of rain last night here in the area. It made for parking in the grass parking lot a little more interesting. Pretty sure my car is going to sink. Wow, it looks a lot closer now. Well, about half a football. All right, pick something up off the field as well. I don't know what that was. As an official, I think you do a lot of house cleaning as well. There's something left on the field or something left on the court. If the roof's leaking, all that stuff. Watchful eyes. So 5 wide as we saw before. And are they going to try to spread them out and run the ball up the middle or go to the air? 1 incomplete so far. They, again, another hard count. No flag there, and they'll run right the side of the center. And the spot shows that they have a first down anyway, but they continue to push him back. But on the run, Wright gets 1 yard and the first down, so they'll keep this drive alive. So now 1st and 10 from the 32. About 2 minutes into this drive so far, they fake the end around, and he'll go straight up the center. He gains a yard again. And certainly on a 4th and short situation, he can get you 1, but now he's got 3 carries for 3 yards, so not exactly a lightning bolt coming out of the bottle, coming out of the backfield is right so far. 2nd down and 9. And the Falcons looking to use their size. That one going right towards Joseph Durkee, number 12 of the Falcons, on that left side. You can see he's a huge one there, and another big tackle on the other side as they chase away from him as Kavon Lee on the tackle, the junior. But their defensive line up above 6 feet tall make it certainly difficult to get going anywhere. That one, no gain. I'm sorry, a loss of 3. So 3rd down now and 12. Again, they're going to spread them out again, opposite of what we saw on their 4th down play, with now more wide receivers at the bottom of your screen. They'll move Lamont Evans in motion and bring him into the backfield for some additional blocking, potentially to have some time to go downfield. They go again very short, pass is complete, and a gain of nothing, unfortunately. Hassan Hamadid, yes, I can get it out of there, on the catch, but has no gain. So he did complete it, but it didn't go anywhere. So for spreading him out, an odd play to not move up the field on a 3rd down and long situation. Now 4th down. Looks like they're going for it, as we mentioned, between the 40 and 30-yard line. A punt tends to go into the end zone. They're going to move Saunders far out to the left, looking flank. Now they're going deep over the center, and the ball was there, but he just missed it coming through, as Lamont Evans was targeted again but not able to complete anything. And it looks like he should have been able to track that ball all the way through, but not able to, as a crossing pattern of the DB made it difficult for him to track it all the way in. Benjamin Williams back there as the DB kind of crossed over, and I think he maybe thought he was going to get a hand on it. He didn't. Ball came through, but he lost the eye of it coming across and goes incomplete. That'll be a turnover on downs, as Firestone now will take over offensively from the 36-yard line. So that drive takes about roughly 5 minutes, and now the snap is down off a bobbled snap and not able to go anywhere. So he's going to lose 4 yards on that. So Justice Lane. So not able to do a lot on that one for Lane. So now they'll set things back up for him. All right, so looking to take the snap and run right is George Rozier, the quarterback. And he's going to go down. Didn't go anywhere, and they lost 2 on that. Rozier going the wrong direction, but looking like he was going to roll out and try and find a player out there, but so far they've lost 6 yards on 2 carries and a bobbled snap. Up at the top of your screen is going to be Joseph Durkic. He was on the line before, listed at 6'5", a big target at the top of your screen. Rozier looks left side on the slant. Ball caught, drags down, and he'll go down shortly there and is going to gain 7 yards on the carry, or on the catch. So that one goes to Lafayette Johnson and complete for 7 yards. So 1 pass, 1 complete to Johnson. 4th down and long, and they're going to kick this one away. Back to kick is going to be Gavin Cornelius. Also their backup quarterback at times. From what we've seen of him earlier, not as much a running threat. And Firestone trying to use as much as 10. Kicks it oddly, And he catches it, but it fumbles back out, and we'll hope that he'll be able to retain it there. It looks like there's also going to be a block in the back at the 50-yard line. So the kick goes all over the place. So the drive starts at the 36 and ends at the 38. So a negative start time. And that drive took less than 2 minutes off the clock, so not a lot of possession time there. But an odd kick. Snap kind of went to the right for Cornelius, unfortunately. Kicks it, and you can see how wet the field was. Kicked the mud about 10 yards. The ball went about 20. And Saunders not able to go anywhere on that carry. He'll gain 1. So unfortunately for the Falcons, 2 plays go in the negative direction. They lose 6 yards on 2 plays. They gain 7 back on a passing play. And we have a flag down again. There's going to be movement on him.
Offsides called on the Rams.
So the Rams will move back. I'm going to do this.
That'll make it second.
Down. Still getting used to this new new stat sheet here that I found. Not sure I like it. So now 2nd and 15. They cross back over into their own territory. Low snap, catches it again on the slant route, but good pursuit by the DB to take his eyes off the ball, and I'm not sure catching it was going to be a good idea anyway. Benjamin Williams there to try to take it down. That one intended for Evans. So his 3rd target so far, but not able to pull any in so far. And that one kind of an ill-advised play to go to him. Because that pressure was right on top of him, even though the ball seemed to come out pretty quickly. 3rd down now and 15. The penalty not doing anybody any favors here for the Rams. Ball goes up top, lofts it with a good amount of air underneath it, but about 7 yards too much. So incomplete on that one. That one went to Beecher. Beecher's first target here so far in today's game. Really been kind of Evans with 3 of them. All incomplete. 1 for 4 passing. Sorry, 1 for 5 passing. And it sets up a long 4th down situation here on their side of the field. So they're lining up like they're going to go for it. Special teams optional. And they do spread out, and they are going to kick this one away. Snap caught and picked up at the 22, but dropped, picked back up and went back 5 yards. Now he's trying to go across the field, and he does get over there. And finally, they do catch up to him. Nowhere else for Sean Gates to go to. So again, a tough way to start for them as they take over at the 50-yard line, and they end at the 48. So again, going backwards, and the punt will take them to the 22-yard line. So a net gain of 1 yard on the punt.
First and 10, Firestone from the 21.
A very short possession there, as you saw, really a 3 and out, 1 minute coming off the clock. So now Firestone on the 2nd possession, looking to get positive yards, certainly to get out of the get-go here. And they're going to hand the ball off going left side. Good pursuit coming into the backfield as Gladman had nowhere to go.
Marshall Thomas with the stop.
Thomas with the stop. So he's going to lose 2 there. So similar fashion. Oh, I put that on the wrong one. Gladman's over here. Definitely on the Firestone team, not on. All right, so 2nd down and 12. Well, the rushing game hasn't worked. The passing game has been positive. And they've got good height and speed. Love to see them use some of those pieces there. Looking things over is Rozier. Rozier hands the ball off. They go right side. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but nowhere else to go. On the tackle was number 50, Jeffy Cox. All right, on the carry was Gladman again. He gained 2, so he's back to net 0. Or Coke 0, maybe. Not move over. I guess I'm the only one here. I'm sitting to one side as if Joe was still here. But he's not. So I can move to the middle and just take. It's like when your wife's gone, you can sleep in the middle of the bed. But you don't usually. But now you realize you can, so now you do. Looking to throw here over the middle. Great catch. And a good tackle right afterwards, but able to connect. Johnson, 2 for 2 on these. He's going to have a gain of 15 yards. And when they do pass, it looks good. As Johnson's a nice big target comes across. He had the last one coming on a slant from the other side of the field. So a slant coming from left to right, and this one on the opposite side, and it works again. Passing does very well on a muddy field at times like this because the offense can dictate where to turn, and the defense is just trying to react. Fakes the handoff here, but has to get around the line, slipping in the middle of the field, gets around the corner, and will go out of bounds. He'll gain 5 on the carry. So Rozier gets into the positive yards rushing as the fake handoff got the defense going to the right side and sets up now 2nd and 6 with just under a minute here in the first quarter. Still 0-0 your score here on APS 15. Rozier ran very well, kind of slipped in the middle of that field where you can see our head referee with the white hat is the most tore up so far of the field so far. I mean, getting onto their side into Garfield territory gets a little more grass at least to run on. Rozier looks things over as he'll move Cornelius in motion to the left side. Fakes to the right side this time, but has a lot of pressure around him. Sneaks out, but loses another yard. And the defense does what it's supposed to do and holds them back. You'd love to have the sack, says Jeffy Cox, but he'll take the big loss of yardage there of 7 yards as Rozier goes back in the opposite direction. He was in positive yards, Peter, for one play. And then he lost 7 yards, so he's back at -2 total. So total rushing so far, the Firestone Falcons have -6 yards. So they got to get moving, and they just haven't. They've been getting beat on that offensive line trying to run the ball up that way, but the passing game has looked really good so far. Rozier now looking to pass now at 3rd and long. Sets, throws, right side, has him there again. Caught, and he breaks away at the 30-yard line. He's going to be gone for a touchdown. A great 63-yard bomb to Johnson again. Unbelievable as Johnson, just like that, has 85 yards catching and 3 completions for Rozier, and the passing game gets him up on the board and 6 points on there. A beautiful play as they take over from the 22-yard line. So at the end of regulation there, he's able to get it in. The drive takes roughly 3 minutes. I think they're going to say that's the end of the quarter, potentially. I don't know what he's pointing at now. The official came into the middle. It seems like the clock has ended. We should be in the second quarter. I don't know what that means. Maybe they've only got 10? All right. Wardrobe malfunction? And I wonder if he's missing a chin strap. That'd be my guess. He's like, hey, you don't have a chin strap on. Oh, you need that? Yeah. High snap. Cornelius gets it and holds it, but it does not go in. It's going to be blocked. So we'll stay. Really a lot of negative plays there, but a 63-yard pass and catch. Johnson, the intended target, takes it into the house, breaks the tackle, and gets the touchdown. And they'll take the lead 6-0 here at the end of the first quarter, as the Firestone Falcons are leading this one 6-0 here at the end of the first quarter here on APS 15. Dave Schick, and I want to let you know that City Series football right here on APS 15, supported by Akron Public Schools, online at akronschools.com. Akron Schools, the smart choice. Also at the end of today's ball game, we'll have our signature player of the game, brought to you by Fleury's Cafe with their signature pancakes. Some of the greatest pancakes you will have. A lot of the pumpkin flavor going on right there at Fleury's Cafe, but you certainly have all the regular good ones like blueberry and chocolate chip pancakes. I don't know if, I'm not really a pumpkin person, but if I'm gonna have pancakes, I think warm chocolate chips are about the best thing to put in there. So Fleury's Cafe is a place to do it. It is located at 2202 on Front Street in Cuyahoga Falls. They're open a little later today. Might be able to get a pancake after today's ball game, but it'll be pretty tight. But mostly 7 to 3 o'clock, Monday through Saturday. Great place, Fleury's Cafe. So now with a 6-0 lead, Firestone will kick off as we start the second. A real squib kick, almost looked like he was going to go out of bounds. He caught it at the 45-yard line, then loses 5 yards. I think he miskicked it. I don't know if the onside kick was really what they were intending, but a great job, good hands by the Falcons, able to take it the other way. I think it was Zaku Kamara on the catch. Caught it and gone and went with it. So it'll be interesting to see what they're trying to do here now as we get into the second quarter. First and 10 now. They'll start at the 42-yard line, right in the backfield for our quarterback. He threw a duck to the left side, but he was able to catch it. We have a flag down back there that would be good for 12 yards as the pass was caught by Evans. And I think we're going to say that maybe we had holding prior to the pass. Let's take a look here. I didn't get that. All right, foul on Firestone, so they'll take the first catch there, 12 yards, and the first second completion going to Evans. Oh, personal foul, so it's going to be the catch plus 15 yards. So first penalty for the Falcons so far, but a big one. 15-yarder plus the 12 that they did. Another pass to the left side. I think we're having a little air out game here, I think, as that one's going to be completed to Beaker. I have his number there. Now Beaker's got it on there. He's got 7 yards. And look at this, 2 in a row completions. They've got 19 yards here as right feeling it through the air so far. We're missing a play. Oh, the paper that has all the plays in it is in the middle of the field. Second and 4 here. And they're going to run it this time as Wright goes left. He'll gain 3 on it. And we have another flag down for unsportsmanlike conduct, it looks like. That's where roughly what it would be. So Wright on the carry for 2 yards. He's going to have 5. Firestone with this. Well, they only have 2, Dave. Well, now they have 30 yards in penalties. And it's either something being said or coming in late with that hit as they already blew the whistle dead. That 15-yarder will take it up to the 12-yard line and certainly give them another first down. They've only got 3 first downs. Oh, I'm sorry. No, they have a penalty. Run, pass, penalty. They have 4 first downs. And now we have another one with, looks like the second one by Garfield. They'll move back 5 yards. Tough. So their third possession, they turn it over on downs in their first possession. They punted the second. And now in their third here, they're in the red zone. Wright running right. Pushes, keeps his hand. I'm sorry, keeps his leg. On the run is going to be Saunders. Correction there. And we lost yards on this. We lost a yard. Saunders on the direct snap there. Saunders will be back there again. I was right, but it wasn't. So now Saunders will run left off the direct snap. Great block inside, and he's in for the touchdown from 13 yards out. 31 yards rushing. Ties it at 6-6 here off the touchdown run, and a great job by the left side of the offensive line to create that opening for him to run through. Saunders gets the touchdown off the direct snap. Now we're looking to see, I think they're going to go for 2. One, because they don't really have a kicking game. And they're already tied, so they're going to go for 2. 4 wide. Spreads out the Falcons here from the 3-yard line. Saunders is still in the backfield. I'm sorry, no. Wright is back in the backfield. Saunders is at the bottom of our screen, I believe. No, he's on the sideline. That was number 7 at the bottom, Beaker. And he misses the snap and doesn't go anywhere. So he loses 2 on that. So we stay at 6-6 here. In the first quarter, we got 6. And in the second quarter, we got 6. The second quarter isn't over yet. So with 10-13 here in the second quarter, tied at 6-6 here from Kenmore-Garfield Stadium. Ooh, there's some hot chocolate down there. That looks good. Then like cool day and some hot chocolate. Tied 6-6, both of these teams. Kenmore winless. On the other side, Firestone has 1 win. 6-6 your score. I can't imagine we would see another odd onside kick. I don't think the last one was an intentional onside kick. It just didn't go where they wanted it to go when he kicked it. They're going to move up again. So they move up on this return a little bit. The last man back is at the 15-yard line. Looking to kick this one away is Kamara. He lines up. Line is ready. He runs up. Kicks it straight down the center. Good speed on it. He's going to be picked up at the 22-yard line and returned. He's at the 40, still on his feet. And he's going to be taken down at the 40. A pretty good solo tackle by the Rams. On the tackle is going to be Jerry Reynolds. And Firestone's team, let's see, Gates had it, tried to throw it to the official, threw it about 10 feet over the official's head. So he went to go get it. And now they'll take over, starting at the 40-yard line. I'll have to talk with Joe if all this additional information I have on the stat sheet is really anything that Joe wants. Oh, that changes about 9:55. Adding 11 seconds back onto the clock. Looking to set up. They'll continue to have Rozier in the backfield, 4 wide. The defense looking to come after him. This looks like a blitz coming for him. Offensive line moves, and we'll move back 5 yards. 35 yards in penalties so far for the Falcons. Trying to get all my, I'm not used to this much space down here. We usually, Joe takes up a lot of my space. I got all the sheets and all the stats. Lobs this one up here, but the receiver, he didn't even turn around looking for it until the last 5 yards. The pass was intended for DeAndre Jones, but Jones didn't know it was coming and might have been able to add a little boost to it to catch that one, but it wasn't there. His first incomplete pass and first time any pass went anywhere else other than the intended target of Johnson, who all 3 targets have gone his way. So Rozier now 3 for 4 passing. So up top is going to be Johnson. Rozier in the shotgun looking, fakes the handoff, runs up the center, has some space, takes a friend for a ride, and the ride lasts 16, 17 yards, and we have a flag down. 16-yard run for Rozier. So this one looking to be deciding what the penalty is going to be, but when you have a monkey on your back, yeah, hitting the head, so we'll have a personal foul, and we'll go back keep moving. I think that's I don't know, that's a 5 or a 15. It's a 15, yeah. So three penalties for the Rams so far. They've got 25 yards. On the other side, 3 penalties for 35 yards. And that one's tough. I mean, he's trying to take down a fast. Rozier is certainly not an easy guy to get down. And was able to get the run there. Their 4th first down. Their first running first down. Last one was off the nice pass and 2 penalties. Rozier now look again over the center. Had a little bit of a push, but still overthrown. Jones on the intended target, so he's got 2. So Jones on the incomplete. He had the man there, and Jones, I thought, did a good job trying to adjust in the air. He just probably needed another step or 2 to stay with it and then adjust to go more up to get the ball. But I felt like he stopped a little early trying to adjust and gain some space between him and the defender, and then realized he was about a step short. Nothing you could do at that point with the ball in the air. Rozier spreading his man out. I like the neon yellow. Who's got that on? Darren Postway in at running back. And he's got a hood too. Not sure you're allowed to have that, but it looks pretty good. And we got another flag down at the top of our screen. And they'll gain about 12. So Rozier is going to get 13 off the carry. He's got 27 running on 5 carries. I assume it's another unsportsmanlike conduct between wide receiver and defensive back. That would be my guess. It'd be another first down via penalty. Got 3 of those. And now it's becoming an issue. We're at 40 yards in just penalties and 2 on this drive. And you add a good play and then you add stuff on top of it. That's 2 mistakes. It's like running 2 plays at one time. Rozier brings the play in, 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line with 8:59 here in the second quarter. Tied 6-6. Been kind of slow offensively, but it's been good. Both sides kind of going through the ebbs and flows. He hands this one off. Ooh, cuts back to the left side and makes something out of nothing. He'll gain 2 yards on the carry. The ball carrier on this one is Gladman. Gladman listed at number 2. He's number 6. Gets 2 yards, and he's back into the positive. Nice patience by Gladman going through kind of the mud part of the field. Ran right, that hole closed up, and then kind of stutter step it left to get something, and got 2 yards on that carry. 2nd and 8 now. And Rozier kind of talking to him against, hey, let's get 6 this time. Takes the ball, hands it to him, fakes it. He runs left. Rozier has tons of space, high steps and gets into the end zone. So a 10-yard run by Rozier off the fake to Gladman for a touchdown. So at 8:05. Oh, you aren't going to end. A late holding call. Ouch. I already wrote it down in pen. What do? We got to scribble it out now. I didn't see the flag down anywhere. I was watching the great run by Rozier. We haven't settled the ball yet. So it must have been further, almost near the end zone where the holding is, given where our marker is. So a holding call near the goal, I guess. We lost a net of 2 yards. Well, Rozier's got to get the magic again. Same play, but he's going to run right this time. And he got hit, but he lost the ball. And the Rams have it off the fumble. They come across for the hit. So he gains 2 yards, but he fumbles. And Duncan on the fumble recovery will take over. So most of my information that I put on here was right because the possession ended. And Rozier fumbled on that one. Maybe he should continue running left. So that third possession, they get right to the 10-yard line. Actually get in the end zone, but a weird holding call near the goal line sets them back and now gets the ball back to the Rams, who start deep in their own territory. They'll start at the 6-yard line. And they'll run left and really get nowhere. So on the carry there, right, got nothing. 2nd and 10 from the 6. And it would be difficult if they are going to have to punt out of their own end zone. The field conditions are pretty soggy. So a regular punt is difficult, but the intensity of it from where they're trying to go from would not make it better. Wright's going to throw, and even though it's incomplete, it didn't look like either of the receivers knew that they were supposed to be ready for the ball to come to them. Pass intended for number 11, Kashawn Jordan, his first target today. So 3 for 8 passing for Wright so far. And they have 3rd and 10. They haven't gone anywhere in 2 plays. He's going to look this time, and it's hit at the line of scrimmage. It was going to be very short. Yeah, it was intended for Beaker, his 3rd target. But it makes it 4th down, and now they're going to have to punt their way out of here. So Firestone, who was able to kind of blotch the touchdown run that they had and then fumble the ball, they do get a 3 and out. So I mean, that drive was a 3 and out, took 30 seconds off the clock. Catches the ball, kicks it, a very high kick and short. It's going to barely get to the 25, but it gives them some additional space out of there. So basically a 20-yard kick, but it gets out of the end zone, and Firestone has a little more work to do to try to get any points on the board. A 3 and out on the last offensive set. You wanted to, even if you got 10 yards, push him back towards midfield a little bit. He's going to barely get off the field in time, and he does. And Rozier will look things over. He fakes the handoff, keeps it, goes right side. This time still has the ball in his hand, comes into contact, stays in bounds, and then steps out at about the 5. So he's got about a 20-yard gain on the run. He's got 49 yards rushing so far, and that one a very pretty one. No, only 15. I had it wrong. We were at 5. It looks odd from here. It is at the 10, so 15-yard gain. I got to take 5 off here. He's only got 44 yards. All right. Rozier's going to have Gladman to his left. He might hand it to him, or he might keep it himself. He keeps it himself, goes left, fakes right. Still on his feet. Spin move. Gains 2. A defensive player here in the mud. If he goes left and goes right, you just got to keep coming at him and hope for the best. Dive at the feet. But he dances well through the mud pit. Gains the 1st down, though. So now it's going to be 1st and goal from the 8. Here with 6:22 in the second quarter. But we're going to have a penalty coming through the line a little too early. 5 penalties so far for the Rams. Offside is the call. So it should be second and 3. They did not give him a great spot. 2nd and 5. Run the clock, run the clock, run the clock, says the official. Now we're going to have it on the other side. Move back the other way. Well, you give and you take. They gave, and now they're going to take it back. I feel like we're not going anywhere because we haven't. Gladman still in the backfield, and he's going to take it this time to the left side. And he gets to the 5-yard line, so he gains 5. I'd have to say, I kind of like that setup. Because you don't know whether Gladman's going to get it or Rozier's going to keep it. You kind of, statistic-wise, you'd rather have Gladman get the ball. He hasn't been as explosive as Rozier has. That was his biggest gain of 5 yards and sets up 3rd down from the 5, 3rd and goal. And now we have a new running back in, Anthony Humphrey, taking over for Gladman. And Hill's going to take it to the right side. Really anybody that other than Rozier you want to get the ball. Hill, they didn't move at all. I don't think he got anywhere. Humphrey. That's the only thing. This you got to write like diagonal in this sheet, Peter. 0. 4th and goal. I wonder they're going to take a timeout, and they do. Talk this one over. It's going to be a kick, or it's going to be a play. We want to talk it over so everyone's on the same play. City Series football right here on APS 15, supported by Akron Public Schools, offering open enrollment, which allows students to transfer to other Akron schools for specialized studies. Akron Public Schools at akronschools.com. 4:45 here in the second quarter, 6-6 your score from beautiful Kenmore-Garfield Stadium. And we have a timeout here, so we'll take a timeout with you and come back to you when action here on APS 15. Back here on APS 15, the timeout is over, and we will just see what comes out of this 4th and goal from the 5-yard line. Rozier is going to look to pass, looks left, pressured out, pressure right, still on his feet, moving forward. And the good news is for the Rams, there's no points, and they'll take over on the turnover on downs. That play really broke down with the coverage. Great coverage there by the Rams, by the DB, but we have a flag on the field. Ball turns over either way. An odd play, I think. I think you want to just throw it away, but he decides not to. Doesn't really gain anything on the run. He's got 9 carries for 46 yards in today's game. So after taking over at the 25-yard line, they eat up about 3 minutes worth of clock, and they only get to the 5-yard line. There's a lot of confusion. So they're going to take time out again. We'll take another time here on EPS 15. Timeout is over here, and we'll hopefully get to another possession here in the second quarter. 6-6 your score with 4:32 as the Rams take over after a big goal line stop. They take over at the 5-yard line, or 10-yard line, sorry. Right, looking left, has a man there, gets behind the defense, in stride, catches it, stays on his feet, has to outrun him, comes to the middle of the field and finally goes down. at the 30-yard line. They say that the fumble happened after he came down on the field, but a sensational play of a 60-yard throw and catch, and he's going to limp off the field a little bit, but he looks spectacular getting it. Lamont Evans, 60 yards through the air. They're saying 62 up here. We'll give it to him. He's got 74 on the day. And that changes things drastically now with 4:10 here in the second quarter. They'll do a direct snap to right as he runs the left side, and he's going to lose 2. 62 yards on that one. You could see beautifully from our vantage point here, putting it up in the air, catching him in stride, but he got behind the defense after about 10 yards of that play and made the most of it. Good view from our camera on our vantage point here, right in the shotgun. Takes a snap, looks for a quick pass left. He has it, but he dropped the ball. And the question is not shown that it's going to be incomplete, that it is going to be a catch and a drop for a fumble. So the pass went to Beaker, who caught it for 0 yards and then fumbled. So a turnover on the fumble, I think is an odd play. I don't think he had possession yet. I don't see it. So after the great play, they're not able to do anything about it. Tough one there for Beaker, because I think he kind of had it and started to turn, and they're going to rule it a catch and a fumble. No whistle on the play, so players reacted properly. They didn't stop on the whistle, that's for sure. Fakes it right side, runs left. He's got 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 33 yards rushing as he takes off out of the backfield. And he's got 78 yards now rushing on the day. And those are the ones that really hurt you. And he's had some big runs so far. That's his biggest one. He's had a 15-yarder, a 16-yarder, a 13-yarder, and now this 32 yards rushing, and switches the field, puts him into Garfield territory. And we've seen big plays from both sides, but there's just the little aspects that are not working. Fumbles on both of them. Rozier had a fumble once already, and now Beaker on the other side has one. He hands off to Gladman, who has some space, and he'll get 12 yards. So Gladman finally opens things up a little bit. I mentioned earlier just kind of short yardage, but you can see after getting gashed by Rozier, now Gladman's got some space. I like how he runs too. Really good job at kind of picking the guys apart, getting some good movement. Okay, he shifted weight to one side. I'm going to cut this way, get a couple more yards. Now both of them in the backfield again. Bottom of your screen certainly has Johnson, who's had a very nice day. They don't use him though. Rozier goes left, breaks a tackle, and he'll gain 8 on the run. He's approaching almost 100 yards. He got 86 so far, and we aren't even the halftime yet. 2:30 left here in the first half. 2nd and 3. Rozier looks to the right side. Hey, man, he's looking right at Johnson. Johnson single coverage at the bottom of your screen. He's going to hand it to Gladman, who goes left. He spins, comes back inside, and he'll gain 5 yards and a first down. And their last 3 first downs have all been through the run. And now you're seeing kind of the two-headed monster of Gladman and Rozier. And it's so tough because Gladman gets the ball. He's been successful through the air, 3 for 5 in passing. And we got movement from the defensive line. Another 5-yard penalty by the Rams. And Firestone a little more specific on trying to get them to come off sides with their aggressive nature defensively. Now 1st down and 5.
5-yard penalty, making it 1st and 5.
Rozier takes it, he hands off to Gladman. Gladman steps on the banana peel and down he goes. So he's going to lose 3. Almost looked like he stepped on his foot, to be all honest with you. The banana peel is kind of a funny joke, but it looked like they kind of stepped on each other's feet, and down he went. And we will have timeout as they want to talk things over. Still tied 6-6 here with 1:39 in the 2nd quarter here from Kenmore-Garfield. City Series football right here on APS 15, supported by Akron Public Schools Career Education Department, where students have access to over 1,000 different apprenticeships, international credentials in career education programs before they graduate from high school. For more information, visit apscareers.com. We'll take a quick break here. We have a break in action. We'll be back as action resumes here from Kenmore-Garfield. 1:39 here left in the 1st half, and Firestone looking to gain a lead here as they are on the 8-yard line, and it looks like they'd be about a half-yard from the end zone to get a 1st down. But they would love just to get in the end zone as they go directly to Rozier, and Rozier is in for the touchdown from 8 yards out. So Rozier takes off, and off he goes. And in roughly 2 minutes, they were able to get in the end zone. And it mainly started on the great run by Rozier. This one's going to go a 68-yard drive. And they're trying to go for 2 here. Last time they had the kick blocked. Now looking to separate a little bit. I think kind of you know that Kenmore's going to go for 2 because they're not going to do it. But he scrambles left, and it's a run for the pylon, and he gets it from outside. So sets things up to get the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. So that makes a big deal because it puts them up. They have 2 touchdowns in this ball game, and now this extra one puts them up a 2-point conversion. So they got 1 in the 1st and now 1 in the 2nd. And they'll look to get the ball back with about 94 seconds left. So Rozier on a very nice run. It really got set up by the 32-yard run that he had in that drive. He's got 11 carries so far for 86 yards. And he's got 3 completions for 75 yards, 85 yards. Trying to do math quickly in my head, my apology, 85. So very kind of similar to what we saw last week with Kyrie Williams from East being able to be very effective in the run game, and also not horrific, but effective and efficient in the pass game, and it really keeps the defense confused. He's got 80 yards, 86 on the ground and 85 in the air. What do you do? Looking to kick this one away, Going to go to the right side. He comes up, goes through his hands. He did touch it, though. He's going to pick it up at the 10 and now decide what to do. He runs back forward, and he has an opening, and now he's got to beat the kicker. He's got a man to block for him. He cuts inside, still on his feet. He's going to go down at the 45-yard line. I'm sorry, at the 35-yard line. So if you can believe it, a great return as he let it go through his hands. Went through his hands and was able to make something out of nothing. 55-yard return. And now with 119, they're going to be able to be in good field position. So now they have a chance to potentially get some points on the board. Instead of taking a long field, they got a short field. They don't have a lot of time as they get in tight. Right in the backfield, takes a direct snap, goes forward, and will be taken down by Charles Barnett. Charles Barnett got him in the backfield, didn't get anywhere, did right. So 2nd and 10. Clock continues to run, though. More importantly, on the running play, the clock runs. Right, going from the tee. And Wright will take it, looking right, has time, puts it up there. A lot of contact and intercepted, it looks like. No signal yet. And I believe it is going to be intercepted. And it does as they give the signal finally. So Muhammad gives up the interception, that one.
Firestone on about the 24-yard line.
So now they're going to throw an interception that ends their drive at the 24-yard line. And this one I can see potentially just trying to get out of here. I mean, one play on a run that went nowhere. Then you went to the passing game and you threw it short. And I think if he had thrown it long, even if it was incomplete, they may have got a pass interference. Defensive back was there. But the way that he did it, there's no flag called. And Rozier looks, and will be taken down at the 10-yard line. And they'll take a timeout. He lost 14 yards on that one. That's no good. Timeout by the Rams. Not really sure why. I mean, if you're taking the timeout, you're assuming you're going to block the kick. Because it's only 2nd and 10. Or, well, it's not 2nd and 10 anymore. Sorry, it's 2nd and 24. Where you're going to use all these timeouts to make them kick. Now, you say that when they just had a 55-yard return, so you can see the interest in it. But I don't know if I see it all there of trying to prolong this possession here in the first half. Because really, you need either a special teams miracle almost, either to block the kick and get in the end zone for a touchdown, or have a huge return, which I think both of those percentage-wise are unlikely. I mean, certainly any percentage chance, but if they get, I don't see it. Really, if they gain 10 yards, it's not needed at all. Well, we'll see. That's why we're here. Rozier in the back with Gladman. Hands off Gladman, left side. Good spin move. He gets up to the 21-yard line. So 10-yard gain for Gladman.
21-yard line. Taken down by Frederick Clinton.
He's got 32. And now we're not going to call timeout. Well, he got too many yards. I don't understand. As we said, the 10 yards makes the difference whether it makes sense to do it. So we'll go into halftime with the Falcons leading this one 14-6 here from Kenmore-Garfield. We'll be back in the second half to finish this one up right here on APS 15. Welcome here as we're about ready to start the second half here on APS 15. I'm Dave Schick. Peter George upstairs. Joe Bukansky vacationing. Someplace cold probably because he's at a kid's game, of course, but certainly not a vacation. But he's at his child's game for today's ball game. This one, Firestone leads 14-6 here from Kenmore-Garfield. Looking at Garfield, who's looking to kick this one away to Kenmore. They had a first half of 18 rushing yards, 81 passing yards. The kick is on the turf, which is beginning to dry up here with the lack of rain. The return goes right up the center, back and forth, and he's still going, and he's going to have a return and a touchdown just like that to start the second half and put them up 20-0. The return is going to be 75 yards. Off and running he goes, and in 12 seconds they put on a touchdown.
That was a 76-yard run for that touchdown.
Wow, 76-yard touchdown return off the kickoff. And that one, again, it goes to Lafayette Johnson. Well, certainly they had some offensive struggles in the first half, but that's a good way to start the second half. As we get into theirs, they had 114 yards rushing, 75 yards passing. Johnson certainly had a great grab of 63 yards on a touchdown reception with 3:12 in the first quarter. And then Rozier had a 10-yard run with 3:25 in the second quarter. Third quarter starts in a blink of an eye. The kick is high, but just outside the right. So they will not be able to convert that. But they do get the touchdown. Interesting for sure. 76-yard return, and now the differential is extending itself. And I talked with Peter off air at halftime. You know, just looking, if you have 114 yards rushing compared to 18, a lot of the other stuff was pretty even. The penalties were even at about 50 yards on both sides. Passing 75 to 81, but the rushing yards, they have 114 rushing yards and be up just one score. Certainly didn't paint the picture that you thought it would, and now the special teams comes through and adds additional points onto the board, and now 20-6 your score here very, very early in the third quarter, 12 seconds in. Our next game for you here on APS 15 next week will be Buchtel versus Ellett. Rozier kicks it, squibs to the left side, and will go out of bounds. So they'll either ask to re-kick or take the penalty. They will take it off the penalty. So in the backfield, we'll have, again, going with Anthony Wright, who was it 4 for 11 passing in the first half. And that one, he'll get a few. He had a tough running in the first half for negative 13 yards. Really the big hit against Wright in the first half was he lost 14 yards on a sack. Saunders in the backfield had 31 yards rushing in the first half off 7 carries. 2nd and 8 now here from the 38-yard line. They'll go hand the ball off. This one goes to Cale Johnson, and he picks up a first down. He picks up 9. First down for them. They only had 4 first downs in the first half. On the other end, Firestone had 8 first downs. Runs the ball right this time, and he'll gain 6. So definitely a big change as 2 positive yard runs for Wright here to start the second half. And now they find themselves down 2 scores, so it's not only the urgency to play field position, but also to get points on the board. He goes in motion, comes to the bottom of your screen, lowers his shoulder. He'll get a first down for 5 yards. As Johnson, who didn't have a single carry in the first half, now has 2 on this possession. Looking for the play. We're at 9:46. Looks to go on the reverse and loses 2 yards. So he'll lose 2. Does Johnson. So Wright's going to stay in the shotgun, has 1 receiver at the top of your screen. Hard count and gets him. Now gets that penalty. They'll move forward 5, and that'll make it 2nd and 7. Looking into the play. Looking there on the toss. Hands it to Saunders. Saunders will get about 3 yards.
With the tackle.
34 yards on the ground for him today as Saunders. Coach talking with his team about getting his players back away from the sideline. It happens more here than anywhere else, just because they're kind of right on top of one another. I mean, there is plenty of space, but they don't move anywhere. While we're talking, they keep moving, get another 5-yard penalty. So what they gained, they gave back. Reoccurring theme we've kind of heard today. Snaps the ball right to Wright, who runs right. And he loses the ball. He kind of bobbled it right around the first down marker, but holds on to it. He'll gain 10 on the carry. If you saw that live, you saw something special as he was able to grab it, turn, and keep going. So now he's got positive yards rushing after that big sack loss in his rushing column. He goes right side. That one goes to Saunders, and he'll lose 2 yards. And just offensively, they are having issues trying to run right, left, or wherever. They're just not getting downhill and get enough push to open things up for them. Had certainly the big passing play to Evans. 62 yards. A great play there. And the Rams getting a little too much, just not in sync with themselves. And I was thinking to myself about, you know, they all look at the sideline, they all look at the play on their sleeve, but at times they're out of sync moving. I mean, how much there's teams that certainly don't have it on their sleeve and are able to perform, and these guys are able to look to the play on their sleeve and then get into position. He goes there and he's going to lose a yard. And coach is talking to Saunders about some stuff. What he wants to see, 3rd down and long. 17 needed to get a 1st down. Both these teams being able to do well at times passing wise. And you look at it, right is 3 for 12. But the reverse doesn't work, but they'll get a flag. So on the run was going to be Hamad.
Personal foul against Firestone.
He had 4 white players around there. Let's see what the official call is from these guys. I think they talked about multiple ones. Personal foul. So I think they both had something. So they're going to get 15 yards off of this. Two personal fouls. Just like that, they have 35 yards. 85 yards and just penalties in this game, but they have 35. They have 30 in one play. That's a 1st down. Whatever you want to say, I mean. Second 1st down. Oh, boy. And they saw it come together, and they had the one flag down, and I think the line judge kind of asked, hey, what's yours? This is what I have, not trying to duplicate each other. And then he flew it separately. So now 30-yard swing right in the backfield. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. They run to the right. Gains the 3. Does right. He's got 14 carries. Beaker at the top of your screen here. Wright and Saunders in the backfield. Most notably where it's going to go between the two of them. Hands to Saunders' left side. Gets caught up by the defensive tackle. Gains 2 yards back. So now 3rd and 5 from the 10-yard line. you just gotta watch the offense, and you're hoping that there's another dimension that they can use a little bit. It's a little chipping away at the mountain here. You got a big lead, and it's important to get points out of this possession. You're in the red zone. And the ball to Saunders, right side. Good tackle in the back as Benjamin Williams comes through. No gain for Saunders at all. Williams came through and just knocked him. Great solo tackle, wrapped, pulled him down. 4th down now from the 10-yard line. Notably going to be going for it here. Probably have a timeout beforehand if I would guess. Pretty much every 4th down that they go for it, they take a timeout. So we'll see. Kind of late getting into the play anyway. They settle in. Right, Saunders in the backfield. Beaker up top. They go to the end zone, but nobody was there. Pass intended for Johnson, I suppose. That's his first target that he had. So incomplete. So they turn it over on turnover on downs.
The 50-50 winner. The number is, take out your ticket, UFS, here it is, 486707. Again, 486707.
So now the Falcons will take over from the 10-yard line.
The winner, if that's your number, can beat a gentleman behind the press box.
It took 7 minutes, though, so it took a long drive for them to get going. On the run. Oh, we got. I think they got a warning, sideline warning. Sideline warning, Garfield, it looks like.
Second and 11.
Rozier throws to Johnson, and it's going to be for 14 yards. And that'll take Johnson to 99 yards receiving. He's a good guy to find as all of his completions have gone to Johnson. He's got 4 for 6 passing, and all 4 catches have gone to Johnson. Just a big target. He's still down. We'll take a break here while he's being looked at. We'll be back when the action returns here on APS 15. All right, well, they continue to look at him a little bit, but it appears he is going to be okay. As we resume play here after a great grab that he had of 14 yards for a first down. They move Evans in motion, looking to hand the ball off to him. Rozier does, and Gladman will lose 2 yards. So Gladman had a great time there at the end of the second quarter where he just kind of started getting big plays again. Between him and Rozier, they were really able to kind of take charge of that drive. Rozier still in the backfield, looking it over. He's going to fake the handoff, run left. He has two guys. He's got to outrun to get to the sideline, gets around one, and steps out of bounds, taking no contact. But he does jump over the puddle, so that's good. They're going to gain 5 yards on the run by Rozier. 91 yards rushing for him on 12 carries.
Yard line, third down.
Wow. He's got 99 yards passing, 91 yards rushing. Certainly, if you can get a victory, I think that's on its way to being our signature player of the game, brought to you by Fleury's Cafe and their signature pancakes. Defense moves, but stays. Looking to run left is Gladman. Takes a big hit, goes out of bounds. Seems to be okay. And the Falcons coming to the sideline trying to get him back out. Part of the reason why they keep warning the Rams to scoot back. And now we have, I think we're looking at something here. I don't know what they're looking at. Yeah. I don't know if he hit his hand or his head. I can't tell. But hopefully we wish all the best. I don't have who number 20 is. I don't know, Peter. Could be anyone 20 through 29.
Fourth down for Firestone.
Jaquan Ruppel maybe, 26.
Short one.
I don't have a 28, so I think he's 20. Looks more hand-like now, or shoulder. They're looking at him now, though. He's off on the sideline. Fourth down and 1 off the run. Gladman was able to pick up 4. And that'll be it for our quarter. 20-6, your lead at the end of the third here, as they're able to get another 6 points in the quarter to get to 20. And Garfield not able to get anything going in this quarter. So we'll switch sides here on APS 15. City Series football right here on APS 15, supported by Akron Public Schools, offering the International Baccalaureate program at Firestone High School. It's a rigorous 2-year program designed to meet the highest academic standards of any high school student in the world. Akron Public Schools at akronschools.com. Also, City Series football right here on APS 15, supported by Akron Public Schools Career Education, where adult vocational services have been providing career training to adult learners for over 55 years. Over 350,000 people have enrolled in customized programs designed to meet the ever-changing needs of Akron area business, industry, and government. For more information, apscareers.com. Fourth down and 1 for Firestone as we get into the fourth quarter here. They have a healthy lead in a game that has sputtered at times offensively and had big plays at other times. Either the faucet's fully open and you're running a beautiful return or a catch or a run, or it's been a slugfest. So fourth and 1 is kind of leans itself to the second side. But we'll see what their game plan is here. They are on the short end of the field, so it wouldn't be surprising if they do kick. But we'll take another timeout to discuss it over, and we'll take a timeout, and we'll be back as action returns here on APS 15. All right, so after 2 timeouts, we'll see what Firestone can do here coming out of the timeout, back-to-back. Fourth and 1 on their side of the field. It looks like they're going to be going for it. Up 20-6 here to begin the fourth quarter. And they do the hard count. Hey, it worked. Hey, you can't complain when it works. It worked. Give up 5 yards. That'll be the first down. I think they may have just taken it. Hey, we're going to do a hard count, and we'll take another timeout and kick the ball away. So that makes it first down from the 38-yard line. They're going to run left. Rozier, he's got 5, he's got 8. As he's taken down and tackled by Lamont Evans. I got him with 99 yards today. So he's got 99 passing and 99 receiving. And he's about 11 minutes and 35 seconds from getting a signature pancake, the signature player of the game. That's our reward at the end for our best player in today's game. He's in a run to the right side, keeps the ball really far away from his body, but he turns the corner, doesn't come through contact, and he goes down at the 25-yard line. So it's going to be 32 yards, but there is a hold. So where is the hold? The hold is at that spot. So it's still going to be a first down. So Holding gets back 10, but he ran 32. Got 131 on the ground. Still first down, though, so first down by the run. They've got 12 first downs. .49-yard line is where they are, getting just into Garfield territory. Rozier has it, hands the ball off. Off goes Humphrey, and he'll gain about 5 before they blow the whistle. Second carry and first of positive yards. And we got players down. Are they getting back up? They're getting back up. That's good. .26 score here in the fourth quarter. And what has been an exciting game at times. Some great plays made. Johnson with a 63-yard catch. That was a fantastic one. Certainly Rozier with his 32-yard run. He's had 2 of them so far. He's now over 100-yard rushing. Johnson scored on his 63-yard catch for a touchdown. He also had a 76-yard kickoff return. The penalty moves them back. Their second one. Cheapers. 90 yards in penalties by the Falcons today. It's basically almost, I mean, 90 yards would be your second best player, but it's a whistle, and it's going the opposite way. Rozier now takes it, fakes it to him. Big stiff arm in the backfield. Comes around the corner, spins, and is taken down, gains 5. 136. Second down and 16.
Johnson in on that tackle. Ball is knocked on the 45-yard line, where it'll be 3rd and 17.
I'm sorry, third down at 16. I would just put 2 guys on Johnson. Johnson's got 4 catches for 99 yards. No one else has caught a football yet. I would look right, and I look to Johnson, and I throw to Johnson. And they do. First incomplete. Good coverage by the Rams as Lamonte Evans was there. I didn't think Evans could miss a ball, but that one thrown a little low for such a big guy. So he caught 4 out of 5 targets to be 4th down. And I would guess that they would punt here. Going off sides isn't going to help them here as it did before.
Ball is
Back to catch is Zaire Saunders and Lamont Evans. Cornelius is back for the Falcons to kick this one, Gavin. Snap is up, kick is away, pressure coming. He got a great kick for how much pressure he had. They let the ball go, and they'll down it at the 15-yard line. So they end it there as they're not able to get anything going. Finish yard line was there, like 8:57. So a nice job, ate up 6 minutes on the clock, but not able to get anything moving really. But made something out of nothing. So they'll take over on the 15-yard line. Saunders doesn't go anywhere on that handoff.
Saunders stopped at the line of scrimmage. Maybe pushed forward for a yard.
Give him a yard. We'll give him a yard. He's got 35, 12 carries. You really were hoping when they got in the red zone last time they were able to get some points, because it would make it a one-score ball game. Now they got to get 2 in this quarter. And he's going to lose 5.
Cornelius for a loss.
I think they gave it to.
Back on the 13-yard line now.
I think I'm going to say something. Lose 3. They're down in 13, 7:40 here. 2-touchdown game. Haven't seen, let's see, got 4 out of 12 they've been passing. With Evans catching 2, Beaker 1, and Muhammad with 1, but didn't go anywhere. Caught a pass, but got 0 yards. Move Saunders out in the flank, try to run it up. And he had nowhere to go.
Saunders with the keeper. Stopped immediately. It'll be 4th down.
So Rams gonna punt this one away from the 12-yard line. He's going to kick this one away, and they have Sean Gates at the 40-yard line. That's a good field position, that's for sure. I think it was Gates or not Johnson. And it goes worse. Goes over his head, so the punt goes nowhere. And they got a safety, so they add 2 points on there as well. We're at 22-6. .552, and Firestone will get a regular kickoff to send back. And we had talked about earlier trying to kick out of that area. It's so tough.
Scores now 22-6 Firestone.
And that one not even up to the punter to catch it when he is not near him. kick this one from 20-yard line. Kind of waiting. I'm not sure why. I think it goes from 30. Only live at 30. Makes sense. Maybe I'm waiting. I don't know what they're waiting for. They're looking at each other. Personnel changes? Like, I don't think that. I guess so. We're working for personnel changes. He's trying to count how many they have, and they don't know who's supposed to be on the field. That's my guess. I'm only guessing from up here. So you're guessing from your seat in your couch. They don't have a tee either. Who brought the tee? Oh, no one brought the tee. What's down here in the dirt? Last time we kicked off. I got it now. Oh, good. Now we have the tee to put the tee down at the 20-yard line. It did take a long time to set up, a long start to get there. And they'll land on the ball at the 50-yard line. And on the return is Darren Postaway, which smartly just jumps on top of it as the Falcons will take over 22-6 lead here with 5:52 left in the game. At the bottom of your screen, you'll have Johnson. Top of your screen, you'll have Durkee. And I can't see the other number, but I'll get it to you. Rozier takes a snap, but bobbles it, picks it up, rolls away from everybody that was supposed to be tackling him, and he goes down for a 4-yard gain. So even when things don't go well, they still go pretty well for the Falcons, as he's got 16 carries, 140 yards rushing. It's like they were there and like, oh, he's going to be down. No, he ran around me. So now 2nd down and 6. In the backfield, he has Gladman with him. Other wide receiver we had up top is DeAndre Jones. Jones has seen 2 targets, hasn't caught anything yet. High snap goes to Gladman, who gets back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 6 now. They haven't thrown the ball a single time to Durkee. He's 6'5". Can we get one throw to him? Come on. How can you miss him? I don't think they've gone to Cornelius either as the tight end. I'll be drawing some plays up. I'm going to go back to Johnson, right side. One-on-one coverage, separates and catches and goes out at the 12-yard line. Wow, great catch as he goes out at the 10-yard line, adds another 40 on to his. So 41 yards for him. Oops, 41 here. 130. 140 yards catching. 140. Whew. And like I said, not even looking for anybody else. 41 yards on that one. Every completion going to Johnson. Going to hand the ball off left side, Rozier, and gains nothing. So he's got 140 through the air, and he's got 140 on the ground. And we'll take a timeout here, and we'll take a timeout with you as Firestone leads this one 22-6 here with 3:25 left in the game here on APS 15. All right, 2nd and 10 from the 11-yard line. Hands the ball off right side to Gladman. Had a man at his back shoulder, but the mud kept him away, and he gained 5 on the carry. Gladman gets 5. I think Gladman kind of wants a touchdown. That's what it looked like when he was running. I'm trying to get in the end zone. It looks close. My measurement of 5 yards was pretty terrible. It looks about 10. And they're going to give him a first down, so I do got to give him 10. So let's add 10. And now he's got 44 yards. That's why I was looking for a touchdown, because he was right there. Another 3-yard line. They're going to come measure. So 1st and goal after a slow walk out there and back, guys. Oy. Hopefully they do go to Gladman, as we heard here from the press box a little bit. And the clock has started. There's still some green piece of thing on the field. I have no idea what that is, but 1st and goal from the 3. Rozier takes it to the left. Gladman in front of him as a blocker. And a great tackle there. I don't know. I think it might be a block in the back by Gladman. He got two yards. He didn't move anywhere. Where's my official at? No. Holding you right there. So holding. 40, 50, 55 yards in the second half. 105 yards in penalties. Looking to set up now. Now it's a little difficult. Gladman's like, hey, that's 10 yards away now. 1st and goal. So literally the holding was at the end zone. It had been before I don't know. It's at the 10-yard line. Gladman goes. He looks just short, like he got 9.
Gladman, the ball carrier. Inside 35.
53 yards for Gladman.
Where it'll be 2nd and goal.
It's going to be 2nd and goal. I think our marker is a little off. That bad snap goes nowhere. Rozier has to go back and get it, and he's going to lose yards. I think he only gained 2. That's it. 2. -47. Now he's going to be negative 13 again. 127. Oops, still in positive, obviously, but big tough one to catch that one and go the wrong way. Rozier takes it. He's going to look, fakes it, runs left, and we got flag down. I think that was on Gladman.
Flags are down. Pass is incomplete.
Personal foul. Shot block. Falcons. Jeez. 70 yards. 120 in the game. Man, we can't get out of this one with 47 seconds left. He got hit hard. Luckily, he seems to be okay. John Varney. We'll go through our other stuff. We want to certainly, with 47 seconds left, want to congratulate our signature player of the game. That will be quarterback George Rozier, as he's going to finish the game roughly with 127 yards rushing and
Ball goes back to the 40-yard line.
130 yards or 30 yards passing. So 130 yards passing. I was listening to some other stuff up here. 127 yards rushing, 130 yards passing. Certainly he had a great day with 130 yards. Johnson did with a touchdown. He played very well. Also, Rozier had a touchdown through the air and on the ground. The other touchdown coming off of a great special teams play in which they were able to get in the end zone. And that was by Sean Gates, who returned it 76 yards for a touchdown on special teams. And we'll have a timeout. We'll continue kind of finishing stuff up here. So that was our signature player of the game, brought to you by Fleury's Cafe. Fleury's Cafe with great signature pancakes. You can get yours Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 2202 Front Street in Cuyahoga Falls. As we're just waiting kind of the end of this game here. Certainly want to thank all of those that helped make this possible, from our producer Ryan Rittenhouse, engineer Jim Morgan keeps things going, our cameraman upstairs Peter George, and from all of our people here. Want to thank them for putting this together. Give you the highlights, up-to-date highlights on our YouTube channel, as well as the full game is there with all the graphics and so forth. So 30 seconds left in this game. 22-6 your score, with the Falcons with a win in hand. Looking at their stats, they're going to end with Saunders with 13 carries for 32 yards, Wright with 15 carries for 7 yards, Johnson with 3 carries for 11 yards. On the other end, you have Evans with 2 catches for 74 yards, Beaker with 2 catches for 7 yards, and he had a fumble on the one, which is still to be reviewed, in my opinion. We felt it was a little preemptive to call it that. Anthony Wright finishes certainly with a good passing total of, 81 yards. I didn't do any in the past. Rozier will keep on his feet and go down with 20 seconds left, and they'll take over from there. But so we may have an additional pass play, but finished 4 for 12 passing, like we said, with 81 yards, and just never really put a lot of things in there. Certainly we had the 13-yard run by Saunders in the second quarter for a touchdown, and that was their only one that they had. And on the other end, Johnson had the 63-yard for the Falcons in the first quarter, 63-yard touchdown reception for their first touchdown. And then Rozier had a 10-yard run for a touchdown in the second quarter. And they got the 2-point conversion. In the third quarter, the special teams play of 76 yards by Shaw to get them the additional touchdown. And then they got the safety there at the end, trying to punt out. The Rams not able to deliver the ball to the kicker. It went over his head and out of the end zone for the safety, getting us to the 22-6 score that you have with 20 seconds left. So I want to thank all of the students, as well as the administrators and all the teaching staff that makes the Akron Public Schools the school of choice, the smart choice. as we're probably going to have a Hail Mary play down field to try and get some points on this, as they have 5 wide, and he runs up the middle. Jukes one, gets out, gets to the 39-yard line, and they're going to take a timeout. So with the win, Firestone will move to 2-6 and 2-2 in the City Series, and Kenmore-Garfield will move to 0-8 on the season. Just trying to pretty much have one more play here to finish up the game. We'll probably either show the 5 wide again and actually make a throw, or show the 5 wide and try to run with potentially a pitch play, because they're still 40 yards out, and they have had little success outside of the play to Evans with any play over 15 yards, really. That one going for 62. They're going to send it out and run it, and see if we'll have another timeout to run one more play. And they don't. That'll end it here. So certainly thank you all for watching today's ball game, as it is finally official. The Firestone Falcons win this one 22-6 here from Kenmore-Garfield. Thank you again. We'll see you next time, as the Ellet Orangemen will be home to the Buchtel Griffins here on APS 15. Take care.